action. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are having the first of many coffee chats. During these coffee chats, I want to talk about my goals for reading, my goals for the channel, my goals for 2023 in general, and anything else that might be going on in the book community that's of interest to all of us. As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different setting right now. I am currently in upstate New York with my family for the long weekend. I do have 10 personal reading goals that I wanted to go over, and I also have a few channel goals as well. Nothing like a hot cup of coffee to get you started for the day. So when I'm going over my reading goals for 2023, there were 10 key things that I really put into my mind. A lot of them I might have mentioned in my last video where I talked about my stats for the year, because looking at some of my statistics helped me realize some of the areas that I wanted to either change or improve on for 2023. My first goal for 2023 is to read a majority of books written by authors who do not live in the US. As long as more than 50% of my authors are from another country other than the US, I will consider myself as having completed this goal for 2023. My second goal for 2023 is to read at least one nonfiction book per month. This past year, I only read one nonfiction book, which was down from previous years. I did already finish one this year in January, so I'm off to a great start. But I know that I can improve on what I did last year, so that's why I'm making this a main goal for myself. My third goal for 2023 is to reduce my physical TBR to about 40 to 50 books by the end of the year. A majority of the books that I'm surrounding myself with I haven't read or enjoyed, and I do want to change that for this upcoming year. So by December 31st, 2023, I would like to have no more than 50 books on my physical TBR. My fourth goal for 2023 is to utilize my local library more. I currently primarily use my library cards for obtaining audiobooks through the app Libby. Unfortunately, I tend to be more of a mood reader, so when I'm looking for books, I want to read it right now. And if my library doesn't have it in stock, but it's available on Kindle Unlimited, I'm probably going to read it on Kindle Unlimited. I am trying to change some of those habits for the upcoming year. So one of my main goals is to use my library card more for physical books as I'm reading throughout the year. My fifth goal for 2023 reading is to increase my percentage of young adult reads to 10%. I am not sure of the exact percentage that it was this past year, but I know that it was very minimal when it comes to portions of my overall reading. I am going into teaching either middle school or high school, so I want to make sure that I'm reading more books that are relevant to my students. This means increasing my percentage of young adult reads by quite a large margin. So if I'm going from 1% to 10%, that will be a huge increase for me overall, and something that I will be very proud of if I can make it happen. My sixth goal for 2023 is to read all of Jane Austen's works. I have read Pride and Prejudice and Emma both multiple times. However, I do also own Northanger Abbey, Sense and Sensibility, and Persuasion, and I'm looking to finish out my collection and read the remaining of those books in 2023. My seventh reading goal is something that I think will be very difficult for me, considering that I'm primarily a romance reader. So my seventh goal for the year is to reduce my romance percentage from 93% to 75%. That's going to be a huge cut, especially if I'm not reading as many books this year as I did last year. Currently, my reading goal is a bit lower, and that will be my 10th goal, so I'll mention that number in a little bit. But last year, 93% of my 173 books were romances in one way or another. Romance was their main genre. In 2023, I would like to reduce that to 75%. As long as it's around that number, a little bit lower would be great. But if it's a little bit higher than 75%, I will still be happy personally, because that will be a huge change for me in 2023. My 8th goal for the year is something that could be a little bit controversial. I feel a little bit conflicted about it myself. In 2022, I found out that I was in the top 7% of Kindle Unlimited readers. I want to remain in the top 10% of Kindle Unlimited readers in 2023. This makes me feel a little bit better about using Kindle Unlimited and Amazon, because being in the top 10% would mean that I am actually costing Amazon money. So even though I'm paying $10.59 a month for my Kindle Unlimited access, the amount of money that Amazon then has to pay the authors of the books that I'm reading is greater than $10.59 per month. So as long as I'm costing Amazon money with my reading habit, I'll be happy. My 9th goal for the year is one that's completely unrealistic, but on the sheet nonetheless, is to reduce my out-of-pocket book spending. There were a few months in 2022 where I spent over $100 on books. I did try to buy a lot of my books secondhand last year, and there are so many amazing used bookstores in my area that I can take advantage of. So ultimately, I just want to reduce that number. Even if it's $1 below or $5 below, I will consider that to be me accomplishing the goal. If not, we'll just make it another goal for 2024. My 10th and last goal for 2023 in terms of my reading is to read at least 150 books this upcoming year. So 150 is my baseline goal. My ultimate goal would be 175. And we will check in monthly to see how I'm faring on that journey. I do have a few final channel goals that I wanted to mention in this video to wrap up my goals for 2023. I did start my channel in January, so my goals might seem very moderate or small to some of you, but to me, I think any kind of improvement is really going to make a huge difference for me personally, and really reinforce that this is something that I do want to spend my spare time doing. My first goal for my channel is to get 5,000 views in 1 year. I'm not sure if that's a lot or not a lot. My first quarter goal is to get 1,000 views, so I figure if I'm able to maintain and increase that a little bit over each quarter, then 5,000 seems like it could potentially be a reasonable number. I also want to post content once a week. It could be more than that, but I do want to make sure that I'm posting a minimum of 1 video a week for anybody who is following, subscribing, or viewing my channel. My third goal is to make the kind of content that I enjoy watching. There will be times that my videos seem lengthy, they have a lot of talking in them, they're reaching 30, 45 minutes. But for me, those are the types of videos that I enjoy watching. It makes sense then that they would be the types of videos that I enjoy producing. So my goal is to do about half and half short form and long form videos. However, they will probably tend towards the longer side. My fourth and final channel goal is to just create content that you all enjoy watching. I want to be a place where everybody can come and ask questions and talk about the books that we're reading, especially if they're romance books, and really create a friendship out of the things that we have in common in terms of reading. Let me know in the comments what your 2023 reading goals are, and if you have a YouTube channel, what your channel goals are for the year as well. As always, stay safe, make good choices. Bye! These cats are crazy! Back hurts. I want to have posture in my videos, but it's hard. Oh. Is it just those two? Hang on.